I was actually really nervous to have Diamond Mew Mew be my first review that I did on the topic of fanime. When people think of fanime in a negative light, this is one of the shows that comes to mind. Often joked about and made memes out of for being the original definition of cringe and lack of self-awareness. Despite these claims, when I gathered information for this review, I found an entirely different story. Diamond Mew Mew started in 2007 with its final episode in 2013. Its nearly 6-year run tells a story of progress that is often overlooked. It's this progress, passion, and perseverance that I'd like to showcase in the rest of my review of Diamond Mew Mew. Because it deserves to be shown, because it's absolutely inspirational to anybody who wants to tell animated stories on the internet. Now, if you just give me a little more of your time, I will show you why this hidden gem should have deserved to shine. Welcome to my first fanime review. Let's start with the story. First things first, I have to give everyone who had a hand in making Diamond Mew Mew thorough praise. The amount of vitriolic negativity that Diamond Mew Mew had received in its first few episodes from its viewership to slowly become less vocal to non-existent as each episode passed shows how strong the creators were to release the amount of episodes that they had. Another strength I can say about Diamond Mew Mew is that its story is relatively simple and easy to follow. While the episodes I was able to view for my research had up till 1 to 3 episodes missing between viewable episodes. While I was able to follow the basic plot progression despite these gaps, which reminds me of the nature of the show that they're trying to mimic. Sadly, it's these same large gaps that make the story really hard for me to determine its values. While it's hard to detect, I have a strong inclination that little to nothing about the story has been changed from its initial beginning episodes. While I'm proud for those who had a creative hand in this for sticking to their guns, it's very much a struggle to try to glean what Diamond Mew Mew is about without knowing its source material. Which isn't a problem for those who are already fans of Tokyo Mew Mew. But the layman viewer will be very confused and frustrated, especially if they get past the beginning episodes. The only thing that I can recognize as changes to the story are aesthetic choices like the activation items and costumes. As I watched Diamond Mew Mew, I realized the story was chock full of potential, and I wish I had found more material in case the creator had already covered what I thought were potential outcomes for certain episodes and arcs. That is what I find very interesting about fanime and fan art in general. Despite these types of creations relying on an existing canon, and being considered unprofessional because of it. It's a fan's interpretation of that canon and its characters that makes revealing shows so intriguing to me. While I cannot speak for Diamond Mew Mew's creator or their creative process of making this type of show, the fact that I could see and feel the amount of effort and optimism put into each episode, even the first ones, makes me very hopeful for any future projects that the creators feel like making will have the same type of feel. Despite my praises, there is a major problem with Diamond Mew Mew's story. The majority of the problems made present by the fact that Diamond Mew Mew is a fan work, and its cast is made completely up of original characters. While I have no problems with OCs, there are many pitfalls that come out from writing them. Diamond Mew Mew falls into the common pitfall of having characters related or direct descendants to canon characters. While it's not impossible to write a story in this way, it is very difficult to do and often frowned upon. And I think, and looking at Diamond Mew Mew's beginning episodes, it's quite easy to tell that the creator was not ready to take these types of problems into consideration. Now it's time to talk about the audio. The first positive thing I'll say about the audio is that the beginning episodes are not as bad as common complaints would lead you to believe. In the age of tasteless YouTube poops, jump scares, and basic assaulting on the ears, Diamond Mew Mew's beginning episodes audio is pretty standard for someone who is just learning the basics of audio. Even with that in mind, I actually did not need to adjust my audio settings during the entire watch. This made it quite pleasing to hear the subtle changes in the development of the creator's audio techniques. I have to say I was kind of disappointed with the periods of silence in all the episodes I could find. While in the first few episodes I watched, I could chalk up the silences to problems of syncing up the audio between people talking, I still noticed these pauses in episodes which I considered superiorly better. While brief periods of silence with no music or sound effects can help build a sense of tension in a scene, the periods of silence I found in the videos came across as awkward to me. Despite these silences, there was a great deal of effort put into the episodes released of Diamond Mew Mew. I feel like if given proper encouragement and resources, Diamond Mew Mew could have had the same sound direction on par with its source material. Overall, for the audio of Diamond Mew Mew, I am unimpressed. Like most fan creations and beginning animations, the audio is not the creator's strong suit. While the ending batch of episodes made me hopeful for potential improvements in audio quality, hopeful is all I can be for this show. I think it's time that I mention the animation. Diamond Mew Mew is a visual story of an animator's progress than anything else it presents. It's quite a joy to watch a slideshow of MS Paint drawings slowly transform into a choppy, moving MS Paint drawing to finally evolving into an animation of professional style. Comparing two animations between characters simply sitting up nearly brought me to tears. Just looking at the thumbnails of the videos I was able to find to do research for this video, the evolution of Diamond Mew Mew's animation style is very prevalent. Another way viewers can notice the change is the differences in opening theme songs. While the beginning half of Diamond Mew Mew is stuck in slideshow animation style with a very slow theme song, during the latter part of the show, the theme song was much more well made, with a peppier theme songs that introduced the characters more properly. While Diamond Mew Mew's arts and animation is a story of progress, its use to help the progress of its story is very hit or miss. There are many episodes that I had to rewatch just to make sure that certain scenes happened as I thought they did. While there was nothing terribly drastic happened while watching Diamond Mew Mew, just like its audio, the animation, even during its best parts, tend to fall into amateur mistakes that I'm sure the creator has overcome. If you were to pick a random episode and take a shot of any random frame of Diamond Mew Mew, there is a strong percentage you won't get a picture that's considered pretty. Despite this, unlike other shows I've seen, each picture used, including images in earlier episodes, have a purpose and were not unnecessary extraneous. Yet it is the individual images of the earlier episodes that does keep Diamond Mew Mew in such a negative regard in the eyes of the internet. Beyond that, I really wish I had found more footage of Diamond Mew Mew to analyze in regards to its animation. While the first examples of animation were of its earlier side of the show, I would have wanted to see a fight scene that would have been done at the creator's full potential. While I know it would be a monolithic task to compare Diamond Mew Mew or any fan-made show to its source material, I would, just like Super Sentai or giant robots, magical girl shows as a genre like Tokyo Mew Mew tend to be judged on whether it can communicate its themes to its target audience or by its fight scenes. Sadly, I will have to look elsewhere to see whether if the creator has improved in that regards outside of Diamond Mew Mew. The best thing I can say about Diamond Mew Mew's characters is that it does not fall into the tropes that previous reviewers have given the show. From my research, I hadn't managed to find a single Mary Sue or Gary suit in any of the characters presented. Well, I haven't exactly compared the strength of powers between characters compared to the actual source material, Diamond Mew Mew's characters seem to go through the same amount of struggles and challenges that the characters in Diamond Mew Mew faced. The main downside to Diamond Mew Mew in regards to its characters is the formatting of the show itself. While 9 to 18 minutes might be a perfect amount of time to tell the story of Diamond Mew Mew for an experienced creator, many of the episodes I viewed felt very rushed. The fact that each act of the episodes were also segmented into 3-minute parts jarred me out of the experience and made me unable to focus on any character development presented in the episodes. An upside that I can say about Diamond Mew Mew is that its casts are all original characters, which means with a little retooling, the characters can be reused in a numerous amount of stories and settings outside the magical girl genre. The one bad mark I have to give to Diamond Mew Mew's characters that I was not compelled by the show's villains, the design of which were very similar to the alien villains in Tokyo Mew Mew, and I did not enjoy a single moment they were on screen. Except a twist where a character became more threatening than I thought they would be, the majority of the time they were on screen was rather boring. Honestly, I understand why Diamond Mew Mew got as much hate as it did, especially during its beginning episodes. While I could see throughout every episode that the creator of this fan show was very passionate, which allowed them to persevere and create it, an average viewer will not care about a creator or their vulnerabilities if the show does not meet their expectations. That is why, while I enjoy Diamond Mew Mew as a show itself, I cannot actually recommend it. If the show was to be presented on TV, I would have to give it a TVY 7, mainly for its cartoony violence and the unavoidable nudity that came with the magical girl transformations. Sadly, I cannot provide links to the videos that I used in the making of this video because they are no longer available through public means. While there are many ways you can watch Diamond Mew Mew, the most popular way, and a way I had to resort to for a few episodes, is to find a Let's Watch and mute the audio, especially if you're sensitive to foul language. Even so, I've left links to the main animator's YouTube channel, Twitch channel, and comic book reimagining of Diamond Mew Mew as its own standalone magical series. If you do click on the links, please give them the respect that they deserve, because she has improved very much beyond the point where her creations originally garnered her harassment and buzzwords. I hope during future episodes of this review series that I find more shows like Diamond Mew Mew, where the creator's passion and desire to improve their arts overcomes the stigma of their initial creation. If you'd like to help me, please leave a comment and tell me what show I should look at in the future, even if the show is not a fan creation but you feel deserves more respect, please tell me a little more about it. And I'll see if it qualifies as something I can talk about. Remember, always put love and passion into your creations, and never be afraid to be vulnerable. And I'll see you in my next fanime review.